card! Great!
Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And the only thing I know is to love what I'm doing. Never give up, never slow till I
How's it going, guys? I am the Dungeon Meister, and welcome back to the table. And we have a unscheduled video today because we have a surprise maintenance coming tomorrow on the 4th of October. And this is a huge balance change to the game. There are a lot of cards that are getting addressed from older sets that are getting nerfed, as well as newer sets also getting nerfed. But there are some buffs happening as well. And so I'm going to go through the list first, and we're just going to quickly address all of the cards that are getting changed. And then I'm going to go back through it, and then I'm going to give my thoughts on each of the cards. And so, starting off, we have Bat Usher. It is getting changed from a 1 playpoint 1/2 to a 2 playpoint 2/2. Absolute Chastity is getting changed from a 10 cost to a 14 cost. Eternal Dogma is getting nerfed. It is losing the Restore 2 defense effect. It is only a draw card now. Mystic King is getting dropped from 16 down to 13 play points. The Chirpy Gemstone is getting dropped from 2 play points down to 1 play point. The Dragon Newt is having its Draconic Smash, the card that it gives you when it's died. It is getting dropped to 0, and instead of getting +1/+1 in Storm, it is now getting changed to +2/+2 in Storm. So this card's getting a huge buff. And then this one here, so instead of randomly destroying one, it is banishing the amulet now. And I believe that is the big change. Yeah, looks like it. So that is all of the changes. That's just a real quick run through. So now I'm going to go back through, and we're going to start at the top, and I'm going to give my personal thoughts on all of these. Starting with Bat Usher. Good. I am so freaking sick of Handless Blood. I have hated this deck ever since it came out. And this card being nerfed just brings a smile to my face. I'm sure, obviously they could potentially just cut the card and play something else, but this card was just so annoying to deal with. Getting the cheap 1/2 turn 1, or potentially a 2/3 if you don't have cards in your hand as a 1 play point, or just freaking having Storm. It was just so annoying. I am so glad this card is getting nerfed, because it either makes Handless Blood not take off as quickly because maybe they don't have as many turn 1 plays, they can't empty their hand quite as fast, or they just cut this card and have to replace it with something that's not as good. So either way, this is a win-win. I freaking hate this card. Sorry, Handless Blood players, but I am very glad this card is in the trash can. Chastity, I understand this nerf. Portal has been very dumb, and it is very easy for Portal to drop this card. If you open with this in your hand, it is very easy to drop it down to 0 very quickly. I think 14 still makes it primarily a puppet card, because I was experimenting with a build, pre-nerf, where I was playing 3 copies of it in Artifact, and it was doing mad work in that deck. Probably going to take it out now because 14 is a little bit harder for decks that don't spam quite as much. But Puppet, I think, Puppet's still going to absolutely play 3. It's just going to slow it down just a tad. Other Portal decks may cut this as instead of playing 3, they may play fewer copies, or maybe just not at all. So I think this is a nerf that needed to happen. But I don't think it's really going to affect the targeted deck too much. It's just going to slow it down for other decks. Dogma. This one confuses me. I didn't really think that Dogma was a problem. Portal in general doesn't really have a whole lot of ways to really heal. As far as cards that are built into the class, for sure you have Gilnelise, but as far as cards that actually heal that are Portal, there's not a whole lot. And so I think this is a unnecessary nerf. Maybe there are other places where this effect is seeing play like unlimited, but I don't think so. I'm not an unlimited player, so I don't know. But I doubt it. It seems like an unneeded nerf. I don't understand the point of this. These buffs I think are excellent. Chess Rune is already like a super fun deck to play. And making this so that, because before with your king at 16, it reduces its cost by 8. It goes from 16 to 8. It still has to be turn 8, if you want to hard slam it before it's free. Now, with it costing 13, you could potentially slam it turn 5 if you have, met the conditions. And so, turn 5 or 6, this card goes live. Definitely some more crazy things. This is going to be an excellent addition to the deck in terms of power. I don't think the deck is going to be like giga busted, but it is certainly fun. It's a lot of fun to play with, and this is definitely going to help it out. So I'm a really big fan of this buff, just to kind of, give the chess room a little bit more of a kick that it needs. The gemstone, I'm unsure. I don't know if this will make this card see play or not. I personally have not tried the deck, but I don't think you ran this card. But I honestly don't know. I don't have a whole lot of thoughts on this. I mean, it's nice that it's a 1/1 that's going from 2 to 1, because that makes sense. But I don't really have a whole lot of other thoughts because I don't know the deck and I don't know the card. This is an insane buff. This is crazy. Like, this card was already such a powerful card to have turn 1. My most recent video that came out a couple days ago, I played the Armed Dragon deck, and, this card is a very good card. This costing 0 would have been fine enough, but it also getting buffed so that it gets +2/+2 in Storm. This is just nuts. This is like an overtune, in my opinion. I definitely don't think this card needed this. This going to 0 is definitely nice because it just makes it more rewarding when this guy dies and you actually get the card in your hand. You can play it without having to spend the extra play points now. So you play this for 0 and get the amulet, and then you can play the amulet, the draconic weapon, also for free. And so that's really nice. But the storm buff is also is nuts. I'm very, very happy and honestly surprised by this. This is probably the most surprising one out of all of the stuff on here. And then the shrine, again, I don't really have a whole lot of thoughts on this. I haven't played the deck yet. I think just the way it reads is that everything is the same. Instead of just randomly destroying one, it banishes the amulet instead. So I don't know for what purpose. It works better in the Haven deck that involves banishing, because it counts as like a banished card. But I don't really think that's an archetype that's too incredibly important. But maybe it'll become important. Who knows? But I doubt it. So yeah, and then just a random bug fix with solo missions and stuff. But yeah, so that is all of the cards. That is my thoughts on it. Let me know what you guys think. And obviously this patch goes live tomorrow, so we will be seeing this changes very soon. But until then, I will see you guys in the next one.